6 starts now.
Happy Monday, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here on First Alert 6 Streaming. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley, joined by meteorologist Jarrett Lansford and Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord. Grab the coat, the hat, the gloves, everything you got. Yeah. It is frigid outside this morning.
Yeah, exposed skin is going to sting. Well, at least we don't have wind-driven snow. We just have wind chills this morning to deal with. So no new snow to contend with out the door. You can see things moving along pretty well, but coldest day of the week. That's what you get today. And then it'll be a lot better from here on out, including New Year's, not looking too bad. And the new year itself going to start off pretty quiet and pretty dry in 2026. So what do you need today? Heavy coat, warm hat, gloves, whatever helps keep you warm out the door. We are at 10 whole degrees right now. Thank goodness it's not a school day. Be a pretty cold one out there for the kids waiting at the bus. We're right around 10 at the moment. And wind chills are going to be even colder. You can see widespread numbers, a degree or two either side of 10. Haven't moved much and likely won't move much in the next couple of hours. Feels like anywhere from 5 to 15 below for most of us when you factor in the wind. You can see this little blob right here, the sensor of Fremont. I don't know, something happened with it over the weekend. It's acting weird, so we just removed the number entirely because it's not accurate. We had winds that are out of the northwest at about 10 to 20 consistently, but some gusts are still up into the 30s, and that's going to be the case here for several hours this morning. Some wind gusts up into the 30s, gradually backing off, so we'll be near 20 by 4 o'clock, down below 10 miles per hour with the strongest gusts by the time the sun sets. What does that mean for the wind chill? Well, pretty darn cold to start the day. Up near 10 at best this afternoon. Just enough wind to keep that wind chill suppressed a little bit. Now, we don't have any snow to worry about. That's all to the east, but there's still going to be some wind-driven snow across to Iowa. Travel on I-80, it's definitely worth checking if you got to go north on 35, east on 80 at any point today. Then towards Chicago, there could be some flight delays as well. Bigger picture shows pretty quiet across much of the upper Midwest as a whole, but it's just that cold air mass that's been diving south, causing the clear skies and the quiet conditions now. So as we march through the morning, notice by 9 o'clock we're near 10 degrees, by noon up to about 15. Nothing all that warm to be found at any point today. 2 o'clock near 20. I think we can muster about 21, maybe 22 around the metro. One of those days where the car thermometer, bank thermometers do end up reading warmer than the actual air temperature just because the pavement heats up a little bit. So watch for some slightly warmer numbers maybe on your car. By 7 o'clock, we're back down into the teens. We'll fall back a little bit. Not quite as cold as what we've dealt with this past morning. And then from here on out, we should be able to warm up slowly, steadily heading into Tuesday, up to about 44 degrees for the high Tuesday, 45 on Wednesday on New Year's Eve. So marked improvement. Just got the snow and wind yesterday. Now you got the cold and wind today, and it's out of here by tomorrow.
All right, everybody wants to, well, I'm not, I can't speak for everybody, but people want to know what the weather's going to be like New Year's Eve the night because they're out and about.
The cool
trying to bring in the cool people. I'm not one of them.
So those that want to hang out and enjoy the evening out and about, it looks like it's going to be okay. So, it's January. It's going to be cold. I guess late December, early January. You just can't get around that. But 45 degrees for the high. That means 30s by 6, 7 o'clock. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the downtown fireworks are usually about 7 o'clock. So that's not bad there, 30s. Then you fall back into the 20s. The later you stay out towards midnight, you're ringing in the new year in the upper 20s, most likely. So pretty good stuff. It can be a lot colder. So what we're dealing with here, my model data just all disappeared on me there. So let's show you 44 for the high on Tuesday, 45 on Wednesday, and then 34 on Thursday to 38 by Friday. So you'll notice a lot of 40s this weekend, this upcoming weekend. Sunday has the best opportunity to possibly be in the 50s. Some models suggest that. We'll see how it trends as we get a little closer. And then still very mild. Consider an average highs are in the 30s this year. We're getting into that time of year, into the mid-January. It's typically our coldest time of the year. And any 40s we can get any of those days, that's a huge win.
Yeah. I'll say. Okay, let's get an update on traffic. Still talking about that semi that we were talking about on air during the show. What's kind of going on with that?
Yeah, so it's a stalled semi, and it's right at the end of an entrance ramp to the interstate. So that's the biggest thing with this. It's not really in the interstate traffic, so that's great news. But if you're coming in off of Leavenworth to go to 480 to head southbound, there it is. You can see it's pretty sudden for you right as you're entering the interstate. So keep an eye out for that. It's pretty jarring as you're coming in there, but not affecting interstate traffic. And you can see that's a pretty good representation of how most of our commute has gone so far, with things moving along pretty well. Not affecting the traffic flow at all in that stretch, but again, you're coming in off of Leavenworth, watch for that. Some delays that have been kind of standing out from time to time right near 90th and Maple, a little slow as you get further to the south from Maple on 90th. Not big problems, but those have been some minor areas where we've seen some delays from time to time. In addition to Northwest Radio, as you're making your way toward the Benson area, you're seeing some delays right around 52nd or so. So keep an eye out for that as well. Though it's really been a pretty smooth start to the commute. Lots of green on the map. You can see just a little slow on Dodge near 90th as well as we start to pick up that traffic. And then our construction zone there at 72nd and L is, of course, it's going to be slow. As you're maybe reacquainting yourself after being off for some of the holidays, just remember that you're going to be looking at some of those spots where things are going to be running a little bit slower as people work their way around some of those long-term construction projects, such as military that is still closed this morning. So those are the kind of things to remember as you go about your commute. But mostly doing pretty well. Maybe you're wondering about road conditions in the metro. Those are pretty good. You get outside the metro, maybe an isolated spot that's slicker too, especially as you get east of the metro, but mostly in good shape.
Okay, thanks for the heads up. Appreciate it, Jared. Let's take a live look now at road conditions. Jared was just mentioning across Nebraska and Iowa. Some roads across the eastern half of Nebraska, especially outside of Omaha, appear to be partially covered. That's the blue color you see there. Conditions much worse in Iowa. The purple you see is where travel is just really not advised. I-35 is closed from Ames all the way to Minnesota border. More than 100 miles of the road impassable.
Here's what conditions on that closed stretch of I-35 looked like yesterday. Iowa State Patrol troopers responding to a 14-car crash. Visibility near zero as strong winds whip that snow around. No word yet about any injuries. We're waiting for some more details about a deadly house explosion south of the metro.
Yeah, over the weekend, Cass County deputies raced to a home near Highway 1 and 322nd Street, This is just outside of Murdock. Several agencies were called in to help put the flames out. First responders found one person, an 86-year-old woman, dead inside that home. The cause of the explosion is still under investigation. Well, still ahead this morning, the winter weather still causing headaches for travelers across the Midwest.
Now, taking a live look at the impacts to Epley Airfield and another check at the forecast and traffic when we come back. All right, welcome back early on this Monday morning. The time now 7:12. Sitting this morning very, very frigid in the metro. So if you're heading outside, of course, make sure you bundle up. Another thing to heads up to is, of course, the wind, which is making it feel colder.
Yeah, it's cold in its own right. The wind doesn't help anymore at all. But yesterday we had some gusts up near 60. I'm happy to say we're about half that right now. So great news there. It's just still very noteworthy when we have gusts up near 30 miles per hour and it is this cold. So 20 to 35 miles per hour with most of our gusts right now, if you feel it. So it's a week where the trash really piles up. You got all the family in town, all the presents, all the boxes from unwrapping. You probably had to put the trash out last night for a Monday morning pickup. If that's your day, well, they might roll a little bit on you. They're empty. Hopefully you don't have too much to pick up if maybe the lid flipped open. So that's going to be the worst of it this week. Shouldn't have any wind really to worry about here the rest of the week. But the gusts near 30 to 35 miles per hour this morning will back off to near 15 by the end of the day. So can't reiterate that enough. It is going to be a lot better by the end of the day. You hate to have the strongest wind with the coldest temperatures. That's what we're doing right now, though, and that gives us our wind chills down near 10 below. Wind chill will improve, at best near 10 above later on this afternoon. So great news there. Compared to where we are, we're going to warm, and it's going to feel about 20 degrees warmer by the afternoon. Widespread numbers near 10 degrees. Again, a degree or two either side of 10. That's where most of us are hanging out, and that's not only the case in the metro, even outside the metro as well. Single digits, so about 9 to 12 degrees over much of the area as of right now. So 21 today, windy at least to start. We'll go 44 for Tuesday, 45 on New Year's Eve. We talked about New Year's Eve. It does look like it'll cool down a little bit, but remember, the 20 for the low doesn't happen until very early Thursday morning. So around midnight, we're talking probably upper 20s. It'll be a little chilly then Thursday and Friday with highs in the 30s both days, but still, every one of those numbers after today is a little bit above average, which is great news.
Yeah, that's good news. It looked dry, at least the next few days. Yeah. When's our next chance of snow?
Well, to be honest with you, it looks pretty quiet to start off 2026. Okay. There's not a lot of snow to be found or precipitation whatsoever as you look longer range. For us, don't even really have a chance of precipitation in the forecast. South breeze starts to pick up Sunday and Monday. We'll see maybe something back in play there, but right now we got a better chance of hitting 50 than getting snow anywhere in the 10-day forecast. So you got a pretty good stretch there. I think Sunday's going to be the day to watch for possibility of hitting 50. Now, this is a look at snowfall potential into the new year. This is Thursday, the first day of 2026. Best odds for any accumulating snow up until then are going to be to the north and east of the metro. Exactly what I expected to play out for most of the season. You get these systems diving northwest to southeast through, most of them missing us, but we got to watch for the next one. I ran this for the next 10 days. This is Wednesday of next week for model data. Snow in the mountains or well to the northeast. Pretty good model agreement that that's going to be the case, even a different model here into the middle of next week. Snow in the mountains or Minneapolis, Chicago. Big time lake effect snows. UP of Michigan, northern Michigan, going to be a mess there. It'll add up a lot. Typically happens with this pattern. Lake effect snow is really going to be accentuated. Now, you look at temperatures, you're wondering, okay, if everything's going to be to the northeast with our snow, that means we're probably going to be on the warmer side of things with our temperatures. Now, warmer this time of year means 30s and 40s, but maybe a sprinkling in a 50 in there once in a while. We'll see how it goes, but overall, a lot of mild weather looks to be taking shape with, again, short cold blasts. You see how this one rolled in? We got it basically yesterday and today, and then it moves out pretty quickly. That's why I think a lot of these are going to go here the rest of winter. We'll see how.
Very interesting patterns.
Yeah. Okay. It's going to update on the roads this morning. How are things moving? Again, a lot of people kind of going back to work today.
Yeah, and so far so good for those who have been making their way out and about. Now, we don't have any of the kids in going to school, so that's helping out with the volume on the roads. But we're not really looking at too much in the way of issues, and that top right corner is pretty much the only one we've had, and that's a pretty small one with that semi that's stalled over on the right shoulder at the entrance from Leavenworth to go south on 480. So that's still there. Watch for that. But otherwise, picking up the volume on Dodge right around 90th. So that's going to be an area where you're going to be looking at a lot of people trying to make their way through. But not anything besides that that's causing any kind of delays, and looking pretty good on a lot of our roads. There's that stalled semi that I was just mentioning. You can see 480 moving through that stretch with no real problems. You get further to the west, you do have some delays. 90th and Maple, and then as you go a little further to the south on 90th has been showing some occasional delays. Now a little slow on Blondo heading westbound too. So that part of the metro showing a pretty healthy amount of volume on the roads at this point. So watch for that. Otherwise, looking good. Some of those spots that we typically talk about during the commute that have big delays around this time, looking pretty good. JFK, no incidents. Looks pretty good on westbound or eastbound Dodge as you're making your way around 144th. And when you look at your speed, your drive times, it's holding up very well no matter what your main road is. So hoping that holds through the rest of the morning, but it's a nice way to start off the week. If you are returning to the office, you don't have to worry about any big problems.
All right, Jared, thank you very much. As you probably experienced, it was a rough day yesterday to be outside.
Oh, yeah, the high winds and blowing snow we just mentioned also made travel difficult for folks passing through the metro. While there wasn't much snow accumulation here locally, parts of the U.S. are seeing much larger snow totals. Mark Smith is a trucker, and he says despite his next delivery being due today, he's staying put for now.
Having really wait in a box. If it's windy like this in the morning, I'm going to call dispatch, tell them they got to move the load out and pay me for sitting here.
Well, as Rusty mentioned earlier, bitter cold wind chills remain in the forecast as we start this new week. A friendly reminder, if you are traveling, use caution on the roads.
Speaking of travel, a Nebraska congressman says Eppley Airfield secured a $10 million federal grant. Representative Bacon says the grant is for the final phase of the airport's terminal project. The money will reportedly help pay for construction of the concourse and security checkpoint areas, alongside with the arrival and departure gates. In a statement, Bacon says the expansion enables Eppley to meet the travel needs in the metro. Terminal construction is set to wrap up by 2028. Well, Christmas has come and gone, so where can you toss that tree?
Well, 14 drop-off sites are up and running across the metro. They open during daylight hours in Omaha and Sarpy County until January 9th. Make sure you remove lights and decorations from your tree, though, before dropping it off. And some of the drop-off sites are listed on your screen right now. We have the complete list on our website. You can go to firstalert6.com. And this reminder, wreaths will not be accepted.
Coming up, he's a kid ninja warrior with a heart of gold.
Find out why this young athlete decided to donate 2 years worth of hair growth when we come back.
Well, making a 2-year commitment at 9 years old takes a lot of dedication. Chase Wilch has a very good motivator.
Now, he competes in Ninja Warrior. Well, after his grandmother survived breast cancer, he started going by the name Breast Cancer Ninja. Now, at only 11 and spending 2 years growing his hair out, he cut it all off to be donated. Chase says he's gotten a lot of questions about his hair, and his response is simple.
Whenever I kind of end off when I tell my growing my hair out story, I'm like, just be a good person, and you don't have to grow your hair out or donate. Just maybe go help somebody, maybe go volunteer or something like that. I kind of come from a big family of people that are just trying to put the good out in the world.
And you want to do that too?
Yeah, I want to do that too.
Don't you just love him? I do. So Chase's mom also cut her hair. Chase says he's not sure if he'll grow it out again, but he'll definitely keep the name Breast Cancer Ninja as he competes. Just fits him perfectly.
There's a ring to it.
Yes. Speaking of, new this morning, Erin has joined us from her trip back home for the holidays with some exciting news to share.
That's right. I am engaged to my now fiance.
Yay!
I'm very excited. I think there's some photos in there. Oh, yes, there they are.
Oh.
That's us on Christmas Eve. And we were just beyond excited, me and my fiance, Ryan. So.
What a beautiful backdrop. So where is this?
Yeah. This was in a small little park in Sugar Land, Texas, where he grew up and where his family still lives. So we went and saw his family for the holiday season. And yes, he popped the question.
He did.
And we are just beyond excited.
Was he nervous? Could you tell? Because when you think back, sometimes when you think back
he wasn't.
to the guys,
I asked him.
He was
not nervous.
Wow.
No, he was really relaxed. But because his family was there recording us. Mine were on FaceTime, so they got to see the moment as well. So really special.
You must have known that was the thing to do.
Yeah. So
I knew we wanted to do it.
Yeah, really.
Well, we are
excited.
so happy for you
Thank
both.
you, guys.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I know.
This is exciting.
Lot to do now. Lot to plan. I got a lot of questions of when and where and all that kind of stuff. So
Listen, you don't know yet. It just happened.
I know.
Don't ask her that. We don't know yet.
It's fun because it's fun to talk about. But yeah, I know. Big year ahead.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
We're going to get ready for our update in today's show. You can watch it here on streaming or over the air.
Have a great start to your Monday.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Monday morning, everybody. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley. Let's get an update on your forecast and the roads first with Gerald Lansford.
And as we're starting things off on this Monday, we've got one thing I've been watching for a little while here, and this is a stalled semi that's in place there right at the end of the entrance ramp from Leavenworth to go to 480 as you head southbound. So it's out of traffic, it's on the shoulder, but it is right near the end of the ramp. So something to keep in mind. As you can see, traffic not really being impacted too much on 480. A couple of delays that have been showing up in this area near 90th and Maple, 90th and Blondo. Watch for that area to be a little bit slow, but for the most part, we're moving along really well. Not much in the way of issues as we're starting off our Monday. Rusty.
Yeah, the biggest issue, Jared, just the cold. Car heaters going full force. We're at 10 degrees right now. Omaha, Papillion, and Springfield down to 9 in Council Bluffs, 8 in Underwood to start off the day. Wind gusts still up there, near 30 miles per hour in several spots. So the strongest gusts will always be on the east side of the map today, the weaker ones on the west side. And gradually this will improve. So wind gusts in the 30s right now will gradually tail off. Notice by 5, 6 o'clock, we're down to about 10 to 15 miles per hour with the strongest of the wind gusts. The problem is strongest wind lines up with the coldest part of the day, so that's giving us our coldest wind chills. We'll get to about 21 for the afternoon high today, but it's going to be cold. It'll feel like below zero this morning and is single digits above zero most of the afternoon. 44 and 45 though Tuesday and Wednesday. Aaron?
Well, the weekend winter weather wreaking havoc in the heartland. Iowa State Patrol troopers responding to a 14-car crash in northern Iowa. The crash blocked the northbound lanes of I-35. No word yet about any injuries.
Wow, it is 7:28. We're back with another update for you in about 25 minutes. We'll see you then.